Well, the Ole Miss men's basketball team once again couldn't quite make it last night. With only 8 players dressed, the Rebels lost a heartbreaker to Alabama in Tuscaloosa last night, 69-50. David Johnson was once again unable to play because of the inflammation of the knee that he had surgery on at the end of last season. And L.J. Gouldsby was also out for the night with back problems. The Rebs hung tough in the first half with senior Fred Jonigan crashing the boards for 10 rebounds, and they went into the locker room down by only 3. But then the crash turned out to be a crash and burn. The Tide turned it up on the Rebels as they went on a 9-0 run to start the second. Head coach Rob Evans said that they just didn't have enough players to match up Bama's talent. Meanwhile, Irvin Garnes looks forward to coming back next season, and Evans agrees, saying that the team has really missed him. The final game of the season for Ole Miss is this Saturday when they play host to the Georgia Bulldogs. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Well, 2 Lady Rebels were named to the All-SEC team. Yolanda Moore and Reagan Seibert were both selected as the cream of the Ole Miss crop of women's basketball. Junior Moore, a 6'0 Port Gibson native, currently leads the Lady Rebs in scoring and rebounding with 17 points and 7 boards per contest. The smallest center in the conference, she ranks 3rd in scoring, and she was a second-team selection in the 1993-94 season. Seibert is the 2nd leading scorer with a 12-point-per-game average. The 5'6 Anderson, Indiana native as a sophomore set the all-time Ole Miss record for 3-pointers in 1 game. She also leads the league in 3-point field goal percentage, and she was chosen to the SEC second team. Now, other SEC honors from Wednesday, Tennessee head coach Pat Summitt was named Coach of the Year. Overall Player of the Year also went to Tennessee in the form of Nikki McRae, and the freshman honors were given to Arkansas Lady Razorback Christy Smith. And the Lady Rebels leave today en route to the SEC tournament in Chattanooga. Ole Miss has a first-round matchup with arch-rival Mississippi State scheduled for 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Well, as college basketball's regular season winds down, conference championships are being claimed. The UCLA Bruins are Pac-10 champs and earn an NCAA berth after beating Southern Cal 85-66. Freshman Toby Bailey had a career-high 24 points. Well, the 5th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats wins its first Southeastern Conference crown since 1986. That's the longest drought without an SEC title in the regular season in the school's history. They beat Georgia 97-74. Well, Kentucky couldn't have done it without Auburn, as they knocked off 14th-ranked Mississippi State out of the title picture 76-69. Now, Auburn is the only team to beat the Dogs in the past 5.5 weeks, and the Tigers have done that twice. Well, there's the Bama Ole Miss score. Maryland has a share of the ACC crown. Last night, sophomore center Joe Smith was sensational right to the very end. His tip at the buzzer capped a career-high 40-point night and gave Maryland a 94-92 win at Duke. There were 14 ties, 26 lead changes in the game. They played without head coach Gary Williams, who's hospitalized with pneumonia. Oklahoma topped Iowa State 71-68. The Sooners have won 5 in a row, 4 of those wins against top 25 teams. Well, Purdue used a 17-point run late in the game to beat Iowa 92-85. Colorado dealt Mizzou a 4th straight loss, 81-76, and St. John's holds on to slim postseason hopes with an 82-78 win over Syracuse. And number 23 Georgetown held off Seton Hall 96-92. Well, there's 3 games only in top 25 action tonight. Arizona will go up against Washington State. Also, number 15 Arizona State will play host to Washington. And finally, Stanford, number 20, is going to be going against Oregon State. And, of course, about that exhibition game with the California Angels and Arizona State, their coach, Pat Murphy, said it was not good baseball. They likened it to single-A ball and said that basically replacement players are going to ruin the game. That's one man's opinion.
This is from the same man that just got beat 13-5, though, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Beth. It ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
Brittany?
Thanks, Beth. When we return, Nicole Williams